Hi friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in this session we are going to discuss regarding transformer. So we will at the end of this session you will be able to understand the basic working principle of transformer, operations of transformer, and what are the applications of transformer. So this is the main aim of this particular session. So please watch the video until end so that you will not miss or skip any of the particular important topic which is very important to understand. So here you will get the entire detail about the transformer. Yeah, so please do subscribe to my YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest notifications. So let us quickly start with the session. So what is this transformer? As the name itself indicates, transformer means a transformation. As in general way we will try to understand. So transformer means some transformation, correct? So in electrical perspective, so what is this transformer, we will try to understand. So transformer is a static device. So what is the static device? Static device is a device which is stagnant or which is not moving. Okay, so that is the static device, so which helps in the transformation of, as I told, it is a transformer means transformation of. So what it will transform electric power in one circuit to electric power of the same frequency in another circuit. So this is the main definition of transformer. So it is a static device which transforms electric power from one circuit to electric power in the another circuit. So let us quickly consider this particular circuit diagram which I am highlighting now. So this is circuit 1, this is circuit 2. Okay, so suppose I want to transform electric power from this circuit to this circuit, what I have to use? Transformer. Okay, I think now it is very clear, but the condition being, the it should be of same frequency, both will be of same frequency, it will be there will be no change in frequency. Suppose if I want to transform the electric power from this circuit to this circuit, then it can be done with the help of transformer, but the frequency remains same. Okay, so this is the basic idea of transformer. So voltage can be raised or lowered in a circuit, but with a proportional increase or decrease in the current ratings. This is very important to understand. So voltage can be raised or lowered, as I told you. So voltage can be raised or lowered means it can be either. See here, voltage is some voltage is there. I can either increase the voltage in a circuit, or I can decrease the voltage. So that is why voltage can be either raised or lowered in a circuit. But increase or decrease in current will be there. With proportional increase in current or decrease or increase in current will be there. So that means with the voltage can be either raised or lowered. It can be either increased or decreased in a circuit, but with a proportional increase or decrease in the current rating. As this voltage definitely depends on current, is it? So with the proportional either increase or decrease in the voltage, there will be definitely proportional increase or decrease in the current ratings. That is obvious, correct? So this is in this way it transformer works. I hope it is clear. So now a very important thing which will come into picture. So that is transformer working principle. So on what principle does the transformer works? I have already told you, if you remember, in the mutual inductance tutorial. So I have told that the application of mutual induction concept is in transformer. So the main application of mutual inductance concept comes in transformer. So transformer working principle means transformer working principle is based on mutual inductance between two circuits which is linked by a common magnetic flux. So these all terminologies I have discussed already in the previous sessions. That is mutual inductance, there is a separate tutorial, and even magnetic flux also I have discussed in a separate tutorial. So please do watch that particular video, but for time being I will just tell you on brief Like what is a mutual induction? If the inductance occurs between two circuitry, then that particular inductance is nothing but the mutual inductance. And magnetic flux, it's like a flow. Flux means to flow, so it is like number of imaginary magnetic field lines passing through a surface area. This in detail I have covered in the previous session, so please do watch that particular session and it will be more clear about this particular thing. So for time being, like transformer working principle means transformer works on the principle of mutual inductance between two circuits which is linked by a common magnetic flux. Both circuits are having common magnetic flux. That is a very important thing to understand. Yes. So a basic transformer consists of. So what all the transformer consists? That is very important. What are the main components of transformer? A basic count consists of two coils. Okay. So two coils. One. Okay. Two coils that are electrically separate. See these two coils, coil 1 and coil 2, which I am highlighting now. Both are electrically separate. These are separate, correct? They are not stick together, and inductive. So this is the inductive. So here where the induction comes into picture, mutual induction comes into picture. So but are magnetically linked through a path or reluctance. So this is the magnetically these two are linked with the path of reluctance. So this is how it goes. So now the question is how to calculate the I mean the number of turns ratio, or how much turns ratio is required with a specific to application concept. So how we can the equation related to transformer is, or how the transformer parameters depend on each other, we will come to know this particular equation. This is very important, NP by MS. So first, before going to this equation, we will try to understand the circuitry first. See, this is circuit 1, this is circuit 2. So in circuit 1, it is a voltage source Vs which is applied, and Rp is the resistance to this. And then this is the coil 1, and this is primary winding. So from where we want to, what is this primary winding and secondary winding? I will make it clear. So primary winding is a winding or a coil of the electric circuit from which the electric power to be transferred to the other circuit. So this is secondary, this is primary, from where I am getting the electric power, that is called primary, and from where I want to transfer, that is called as secondary. So hence based on this, the name is given as, this is as primary winding and this as secondary winding. So this is the core of the transformer, core of the transformer. So this is the basic idea of the circuitry. So next is, this is the resistance Rs. Coming to the second circuitry. So this is resistance Rs. So secondary resistance we can say. So this is a load finally, and here we will get the output of this particular circuitry after transformation. And this is how this complete circuit diagram works. I hope it is clear. So based on this, based on the electric power whichever is generated here, that will be transferred to the secondary circuitry. Okay, so based on this, now we will try to understand this particular equation, which is very important. Okay, so NP by NS is equals to VP by VS. So now a situation arises, like how the inductance or the how the electric power depends on, or all voltage depends on what factors. So voltage depends on number of turns of the coil. If you remember during my mutual induction tutorial, I have already told you like on what factors does the voltage depends. So on that at that time I have told you that it is voltage which depends on the number of turns which are present in the coil. So in the same way, see, this is NP by NS, means number of turns in primary circuitry divided by number of turns in the secondary circuitry is equals to voltage which is present in primary and voltage which is present in secondary circuits is equals to N. N is nothing but a ratio, turns ratio I can say. So that means here only we can try to analyze this particular equation. So see, if I increase NP and VP are directly proportional. Similarly, NS and VS, number of turns across secondary and number of I mean the voltage across secondary circuit is directly proportional. That means as I keep on increasing the number of turns, it will voltage, corresponding voltage will also be increased. Okay, so and vice versa. So in the same way, this two are related. NP and VP are directly proportional, and NS and VS are also directly proportional. So the ratio which is called as the turns ratio. So here we will come to know, if we divide this, then we will come to know how many turns will be there, should be there with respect to primary and with respect to secondary. Means if we know all these parameters, okay, then we will be able to calculate how many windings or how many turns should be present in primary coil and how many turns should be present to corresponding secondary coil in the secondary circuit. So this is how it we are able to calculate the turns ratio. I hope it is very clear now. So let us understand in detail. A mutual electromotive force is inducted in the transformer from the alternating flux that is set up to the laminated core. So the core is usually laminated. As you can see here, core I was telling in between the two coils, which is usually laminated. Okay. So due to the coil that is connected to a source of alternating voltage. So why it is laminated? Due to coil that is connected to a source of alternating voltage. There will be some eddy currents will be there. So the during the, if you want to know something about eddy currents, then definitely I will cover one more session on this. Okay, so these are actually because of this, and this is basically the operation of mutual inductance, which I have already covered, but for time being, like a mutual electromotive force. So what is this electromotive force? Electromotive force is nothing but the difference in potential which tends to allow the electric current to flow through the circuitry. That means it is a driving force of electric current, I can say. That means if electromotive force is there, then only the electric current can flow through the circuitry. Otherwise, if there is no potential, or if there is no difference in potential between the two ends of a coil or even ends of a wire or ends of a circuitry, then there won't be any flow in if there is no potential, then there is no current. If there is a potential difference in potential, then only there will be current. If there is no difference in potential, then there is no current, definitely. So in the same way, a electromotive force is induced in the transformer from the alternating flux. As I told, flux in the session I have covered previously. So flux is basically to flow, which is the imaginary lines which are passing through a closed surface. The counting of this is called as flux. So laminated core, and due to this connected to a source of alternating voltage. So this is how it goes. So the most of the alternating flux, okay, most of the alternating flux developed by this coil is linked with the other coil, and this itself is called as transformer, correct? So one flux is developed by the primary coil is linked with the other coil, that itself is called as transformer. That is the job of the transformer basically. So electric power in one circuit to transform the electric power into the other circuit. So mutually inductive electromotive force, this is a very important. So the electromotive force is generated. So how much electromotive force is generated, that we will come to know with the Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. So hence the so produced electromotive force can be explained with the help of Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. So E, that is electromotive force, is equals to M into di by dt. So that means M is mutual induction, mutual induction. So as I told you, alternative flux means there will be mutual induction across the two coil. The transfer of inductance or the transfer of electric power will happen. Hence the mutual induction will come into picture. So as you can see how the mutual induction occurs, see, from this coil, both coils are there. Mutually this is transferred to this, and this will send the some particular electric power, and this will also receive. That means there is some mutual transfer of electro force or electromotive force. So hence E is equal to M into di by dt. Why this di by dt? This is proportional change in current. So di by dt is nothing but proportional change in current. So this is how it can be understood. If the second coil circuit is closed, if the second coil circuit is closed, a current flows in it, and thus electric energy is transferred magnetically from the first coil to the second coil. This I already told you many times. So if the second coil is closed, circuit should be closed. If it is open, then all the energy will be lost, whatever energy. See, if this circuit is closed, see this particular circuitry should be closed. If this is not closed, then whatever it is received, we are it is difficult to calculate. We have, that's why we have to keep some load in order to get the data, like how much we have received. Okay, as such. So the alternating current supply is given to the first coil, and hence it can be called as a primary winding, and the energy which is drawn out of the secondary coil and is called as secondary winding, which I already told you. So here circuitry, this is primary winding where I have to create the electric power. Here I am transferring the electric power. So this means this is primary, this is secondary, because from this only it is transferred. That's why it is primary, and which receives is secondary. So this is how the transformer mainly works. Okay, so what are the operations of transformer? What are the operations of transformer? So what all job the transformer does is very important, correct, to understand. So transfer of electric power from one circuit to another circuit, this one we have learnt in definition only. Okay, so transfer of electric power without any change in frequency, this is also the job which we have discussed in the definition of transformer. Transfer with the principle of electromagnetic induction, EMF is induced, which is calculated by M into di by dt, which is again an electromagnetic induction principle. The two electric circuits are linked by mutual induction. S equals to M into di by dt. Definitely mutual induction is coming into picture. Yes, so these are the operations of transformer. Okay, so this is very important. Next, we will come to know the transformer applications. So what are the applications of transformer? We will try to understand in this particular session. Okay, so what are the where all the transformers are used, or what are the applications of transformer? So transformer applications are used in almost all electronic circuits. Also in rectifier we will use that. Rectifier I am covering one more session in future, so please watch that particular session. It will be very important, and it's a basic concept of basic electronics. Yes, so transformers are used in electronic circuits so to step up voltage and current. As I already told you in the definition, it can levels can either be raised or decreased. It can be either increased or decreased. So even corresponding current will also increase or decrease, as I told you. So this is the first application of transformer. Wherever we need such thing, we can use transformer without doubt. So to step up to step down, step up means to increase, step down means decrease. Then definitely that particular, there are two types of transformer again: step up transformer and step down transformer. Step up means low voltage we are making into higher voltage, we are, or low current we are making into higher current correspondingly. And step down means low, high to low, and high current, high voltage to low voltage it can be, or high current to low current it can be. So this is the one more application of transformer. Third is again very important, to prevent DC, means transformer can pass only alternating current, so they totally prevent DC from passing to the next circuitry, as this was already discussed in the previous session. So this only transforms the alternating currents. No direct current is allowed to transfer in the transformer. As you already know, inductor means, yeah, so this, hence, since inductor is used in this transformer, so this is inductor, right? So whatever we have discussed, let me show you. Yeah, whatever is this is discussed, this is nothing but the inductor. Okay, coil we can say. So that is so because of this, we can say that it can only pass alternating current through the circuitry, but it will not never pass the DC or direct current to pass through it. So this is the main applications of a transformer. So please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. So this is all regarding transformer, and in the next session I will cover just few problem related to transformers which will be frequently asked in any examinations. So please press the bell icon also to get the latest notifications. So till then, have a nice day. Bye.